online already. Okay. I'm happy to be doing this today with my husband. So if you are online, you can just signify by making us know that you're online already. And please, if you're online, do us the favor of sharing this link on your social media page so that other persons can know we're online. Like the thumbnail has it, what we are today, we are discussing about the job options for dependents that come into the UK. Oftentimes, people relocate to the UK through school route, through work route, and the challenges, mostly for the married ones, is what do the partner do when they come over? Most of them, they went some of the courses they studied in school were not really related to health, and some of the skills they learned are not good match for some of these foreign jobs. So the challenge becomes, what do I do after retiring? Because the basic thing that most people do is when they find that they are going to the UK, they quit their job, send in their resignation letter, and now they come into the UK like a tabula rasa. Some of them may be managing directors from home, and now you are in a new place. What do you do to start making money? So this is all about what we'll be talking about in today's space. So make sure you share. If you know you have a friend whose husband, whose wife just got to the UK, share this link with them. Let them join in. They are free to ask their questions. Yeah. If you are seeing my face for the very first time, my name is Nkuka Victory. You're welcome again to my YouTube channel, and with me today is my darling husband. Can you introduce yourself, darling?
Nkuka Kosichibweke.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll be doing this together. We relocated to the UK last year on the work visa, and my husband came on the dependent visa. So we are going to be sharing with you so much information regarding this. And if you have any questions, feel free to use the comment section. We are more than happy to help. So if you are seeing my face for the very first time, please subscribe to this channel. In this channel, I share lots of updates that can help you relocate to your choice country, and as well as updates that can make you settle in your choice country with ease, most especially if you are relocating to the UK. Okay, I can see somebody is online already. Akere Blessing, welcome, Akere Blessing. Yeah, so please share the link with as many persons. You can share the link, tell them we are live so we can have people join and be quick with this. Yeah, so without wasting much time, our focus for today's video is talking about different job options that your wife and your husband could do when they come into the UK. So first of all, I will want my husband to start by explaining what a dependent visa is, because it's like a big word, right? Some persons do not really understand. I know some of us know, but not everybody. For the benefit of a doubt, I just want him to run through what a dependent visa is, so before we go into the jobs available for this visa category.
You are sitting me. A dependent visa is a visa that so you're like the dependent to the main person who is coming to the UK. So for example, my wife is a nurse, a beautiful one per se, and she was given a job from Nigeria, yeah,
Okay.
and they brought her in. So she's the main person, yeah, and the dependent visa is basically her dependent, which is either the husband or it can be the wife as well. Yes, that's the general idea behind the dependent visa.
Yeah. So it could be your husband, it could be your wife. Thank you so much, darling, for that. And it could be your civil partner. Yeah, civil partnership as well can qualify for a dependent visa. So and whatever visa category you are, for instance, if you're on a student visa, if your wife or your husband comes on that visa, they are entitled to all you're entitled to. For instance, for those on student visa, they come with they have to pay IHS. So the dependent pay IHS as well. But if you are on skilled worker visa that is related to health and care route, you don't pay IHS fees, because we've been excluded from this since COVID due to the massive contribution healthcare workers did during COVID. So we are excluded from paying IHS. So this applies to your dependent. So your dependent could be your spouse, yeah, and it could be your children as well. Children below 18 years. So your spouse and your children can come on this visa. Now let's talk about the jobs available for them. First of all, we start from jobs that without experience that you can do when you come into the UK. Some of these jobs like that you can even start within that same week you arrive in the UK. And the first on our list is warehouse operative. I will want my husband because I know he's gonna do justice to this.
Oh, okay. So, the warehouse operative, yeah, there are basically numerous warehouses within the UK. There's Waitrose, there's John Lewis, there's M&S, yeah, and usually it's so very very fast getting a warehouse operative. Usually, when you land within the UK, within 3-4 days of you getting your BRP card, which is your biometric residence permit,
Perfect.
you are able to physically walk into any warehouse and seek for a job. Usually, you will meet agencies already in those warehouses, and they would basically take your information. Most of these warehouses, they are always, because it's like a churning process for many immigrants, many dependents. So usually
Yeah.
they lose workers so fast and they gain workers so fast. So you
Yeah.
could easily quickly get any job within the warehouse. When I came into the UK, what I was August, yeah, innit?
Yeah. August.
Yeah. So when I came into the UK, yeah, within 4 days, 5 days of getting, I got my BRP card. Then I went to a bakery. Yeah, I went to a bakery warehouse here, and the next day they told me to come, and I started my
They wanted
warehouse
you to start
shift.
that day. Tell them.
Exactly, you know. And immediately they gave me, I started getting heavy lifting, because the thing about warehouse jobs is it can be very stressful in a way. That's for some warehouses. You could be lucky to get good warehouses like maybe John Lewis, where everything is already mechanized. Yeah, everything works with machines like that. So
Lollipops.
from there, I now went to M&S warehouse where I worked with GXO logistics. So there you are, I drove lollops. So basically with warehouse, you are able to really come in very fast, start your shifts very fast, and they will definitely train you. Yeah, it's one way that you can really start off your UK jobs.
Yeah, and thank you so much for that. And some of their pay range is it's okay as well. One thing about the UK, as opposed to where we are coming from, is that here there is no little job. Even cleaning job can give you nothing less than £10 per hour. Yeah, outside tax. So for some of those warehouse, they even pay more than healthcare assistants. Am I lying? Yeah.
Yes. So basically, for most warehouse jobs, yeah, especially if you do like afternoon shifts or you pick evening shifts, night shifts, they pay extra. Yeah, and the beauty of those kind of warehouse jobs is even yes they pay well, and they most of them, if you're working with agencies, they tend to pay weekly or in 2 weeks. So when you work the first week, they may pay in 2 weeks time, then they now start paying you weekly, which makes it very easy for you to start having cash at hand. Do you understand? Which cash at hand is different from someone who is working on a fixed contract where they are being paid monthly. They wait until the end of the month before they get cash. But with your warehouse, within 1 week, within 2 weeks, you already start having something to be having, yeah, and start doing many things with the cash that you have. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So that's one of the most easiest job you could do, regardless of your background, regardless of what you study. They don't need your English requirement to do. Nobody's gonna ask you, can you speak English, basically, because you don't complete paperwork as such in many of them. So it's more like but it requires lots of lifting. So you can start with that, but most times we don't really advise that you do it for a very long time if it's very strenuous, so that you don't develop some health condition, maybe back pain or the rest or something like that. Yeah, so but most persons that relocate to the UK use it as transition jobs. That's one of the fastest. Then another one you can do, regardless of your background, is healthcare assistant jobs. Under this category fall under support worker, domiciliary care worker, or care home workers, like carers themselves. Basically, the job responsibility is for you to at most of them, if you're working in care homes, so more like it's hygiene, like that. Then if you're doing support, my husband has some experience in support as well. I think could you just share with us? Yeah.
So basically, yeah, while working at the warehouse, I would usually advise you start applying for most support jobs, because support jobs tend to be less strenuous. It could be mentally draining because you're definitely going to be working with persons who have mental, who have learning disabilities. Yeah, you're going to be supporting them. Yeah, it's less strenuous on your health. Yeah, but while you're working on your warehouse, I usually suggest you start applying for support roles like that. Sometimes it could take a bit long for you to be able to start. Why? Because they engage in what they call DBS search, yeah, disclosure
Background
variant
check,
service. So
reference.
they check your history back home. They check your history. They check to determine if you're not a criminal. Yeah, and if you're a criminal, you can get but the benefit of it is it usually takes about 6 weeks to like 8 weeks, like that. Yeah, and when they are doing these checks, you can still be working at your warehouse like that. So I suggest you start getting this kind of job support work, even if it's care work, transitioning away from the this. And one advice I can give to persons who are already planning to already come is if you can start volunteering in a way back home at places where when you can be able to have history, yeah, so that it can complement your CV, so that they can see that okay, you did a little bit of support work back when you were back home in Nigeria, yeah, or whatever country you're coming from. Yeah, so let's do some volunteering work back home to show that you have history of taking care of supporting people. You understand? It really really work when you are going to have maybe an interview for the support role. And support role really, they do make sense. Yeah, you're really basically supporting this person to live a better life, to live quality of life as such, like that.
Yeah. Thank you. In addition to that, most of the people you support, they are like persons with autism. Yeah. So some of the roles that you do as a carer in a care home does not apply. Like some of them, they're able to base themselves. So it's just for you to be there. They want somebody to talk to. They want somebody to guide them. So that's just it. And in addition to everything we've been saying regarding the support care worker domiciliary, there are lots of training here that every employer is by law, they are obliged to make you go through, and they are going to pay you for such training. So those trainings, they prepare you, such as safeguarding trainings on how to really work with them without having some of these issues. So they empower you with some of those skills. So it's nothing to worry about. What for some of the support roles, it's not, you can't do it the following week you come into the UK, because of what my husband said, the background checks and everything. They want to contact your references, they want to be sure who you are. So but at that time, if you can be doing your warehouse job or something else pending till that time. Yeah, so the third job we're going to be talking about is teaching jobs. Teaching jobs that you can, like teaching assistants. That's another option that you can explore. For instance, if you have a background in teaching, definitely there was something you were doing in your country before coming over to the UK. So depending on your background, if you have background in teaching, or you may not have been you may not have taught in schools, or like someone who really read education and teaching is the profession. But if you're coming from Nigeria, most of us they teach because in NYC, if you go through NYC, if you're not a doctor, you are not a nurse, literally they send you to a secondary or a primary school. So literally that 1 year, it's a teaching experience for you. So with that, you can get some teaching assistant jobs. You can always start when you want to go into teaching. You can always start with the teaching assistant roles, so that you can use it to familiarize yourself with the environment, see how UK children are taught. Because some of the things that we do back there in Nigeria does not apply here. So you use it to get some experience, and you can now step up, apply for teaching roles itself, and you'll be granted. My husband will talk about the next job opportunity.
Okay. So basically, yeah, we are starting with the ones that are not too skilled. Yeah. One of the ones that is not too skilled is security jobs. And the thing about security jobs is one of the things you have to have concerning your mindset when coming into the UK is no job is really, really low. You know, the society is structured in a way that there is job satisfaction. You understand? Many times persons are they experience job satisfaction even within the loneliest of roles like that. You know, they've structured that society, they've structured this society in a way that makes it easy for you to be able to have satisfaction at your job. Now, for particularly for security jobs, usually these kind of jobs they require maybe a pub. You know, you could work at a pub and maybe just man the security post at a pub. You could, a friend of mine, he does security jobs at stadiums. So maybe Manchester United could be playing at the Old Trafford. God help me, Manchester United. Manchester United.
Don't worry,
Don't let me
we'll
use
come back.
Manchester United. Let me use Chelsea. So Chelsea could be playing at
When you
Stamford.
leave the camp.
Yeah, let's just use Chelsea. Chelsea is very informed. So Chelsea could literally be. You could work at Stamford Bridge, yeah, as with your security license, and you could be one of the standsmen there or security men there like that. There is a plethora of job roles that you could, places that you could actually act as a security personnel to. And one of the beautiful things about most of these security jobs is some of them are actually cash at hand. Yeah. So you finish your job, they could literally give you the cash like that. And one of the beautiful things about the security jobs is you could, I think, there are some links, there are some apps that you could use to check to start getting your license. Yeah, because to start doing those security jobs you need a license. Yeah. The last time I checked it's about £250, but you could also check the app and see if they do online training as such like that. Most of them prefer online live training, but you could look around and there may be providers of those security courses, certifications within Nigeria, within any country that you find yourself. You could pass through those certifications, have it, and when you come, immediately you start getting jobs like that because you just usually with word of mouth you're able to really really get people who can link you up to these jobs. You go there, you do your security job, 5 hours, 6 hours, maybe £12 per hour. When you come back, you're already good. You understand? That's security jobs.
Yeah, and what he said reminds me of one thing that you should know if you're coming. You need to it's all about relationship and connections. And one of the easiest way to build a good relationship, because you are coming to a strange land in quotes, like you are coming to a new place. Let me use the minder word. You are coming to a new place, and literally sometimes when you are relocating, for instance, the two of us, we didn't relocate with our family. It's just the two of us. We are a family, and thank God we have a beautiful daughter now. Yeah, so you really have that, say your mom, your dad all around you, but one of the family we've built solidly here has been our church. So that's one of the reasons why I made a video talking about the most important thing you should do after you arrive in the UK. And one of those points I mentioned there is the fact that you should join a support group. Your support group could be your children's center, it could be men's group, it could be your church, your religious support group. I strongly recommend religious support group because when you have this chat and everything, you're able to meet persons who are able to link you up. For instance, I even shared on that video. I'm going to leave the link to that video in the description box. The house we're living, we were checking on, like, you know, the different sites, right? Spare room, Zoopla, name them. We didn't really get something we really loved. But thankfully, we had a lovely auntie in our church who we spoke to, and they were able to refer us to our current landlord, and we got what we really wanted. So support groups can help you as well to secure some of those jobs. early enough, in addition to your experience, or even some of these jobs that require no experience, so you can get something started. So if you're planning to relocate to the UK, maybe in 2024, in 2025, and you are not married now, but you plan to get married, these are the points you need to note down, so that when you come, you're not stranded, or you are saying, oh, what will my wife do now, or what will my husband do? So these are some of the job options they can do. Another thing you can consider is cleaning jobs. Every establishment needs a cleaner. So cleaning jobs are readily available, and they are not low paid jobs. They are not going to be paying you trash. In UK, there's something, the minimum wage, and it really stands. So most currently, you are not going to earn anything less than £10 per hour. And sometimes the location matters a lot. If you are living in London, because it's a high cost area, a cleaner can earn up to £13 per hour. But however, that doesn't mean you should now start planning to move to London, because if you earn £13 per hour, you may even spend everything within the end of the month, because everything is high, housing is high, transportation is high. It's a very high cost area. So it depends on where you are. That it depends on how much you earn, literally. But the minimum you can earn for some of these jobs is £10 per hour. I want my husband to come. Yeah.
One of the things I would generally advise, yeah, is to start. If you don't know how to drive, please start learning how to drive.
Delivery jobs.
Yeah, learn how to drive, because not necessarily delivery. Delivery is there, but when you drive, and you have your international license, international driver's license, when you eventually come into the UK, many of these jobs, they usually require persons who know how to drive. So many of the cleaning jobs I've personally seen, when I used to check for cleaning jobs early, they would say maybe London. The cleaning job, they could be literally offering maybe £16 per hour, but they will say a requirement, you should know how to drive. And usually when you come into this country, you could still be using your international driver's license to drive, pending the time that you get your provisional and your permanent driver's license, as such, like that. So I think that learn how to drive, have those driving learn the driving knowledge, and then when you come, you have an additional edge. Yes, that's the word. Additional edge over so many persons. Then the one I want one of the ways that the driving can also help is these kind of jobs. There are jobs that are usually site related jobs, mostly construction related jobs. And the thing I noticed is sometimes I check Indeed most of the time. Sometimes you could check Indeed to look at the kind of jobs that are in your city. You could even check Facebook Marketplace, Facebook groups. You could just type, if your city is maybe Luton, you could type jobs in Luton. And when you type jobs in Luton, you will see people who are offering site jobs, construction related jobs. And the funny thing is, you don't actually even need to be an engineer. They will tell you that the thing that you need is training. It's a certification. The name of the certification is CSCS. CSCS certification. I would search for the links and give my madam so that she can post it. Yes. So with CSCS certifications, I don't know if they do it in Nigeria or wherever you find yourself. But with CSCS certification, it's a pass which you are able to come into the site ground, the site location. And when you eventually come into the site location, many of these guys, they actually earn real money, good money, like
very good money.
Even without being
it's a skill job.
engineers.
It's in the shortage occupation list.
Exactly. And you don't even have to have the skill. That's the thing. They could teach you exactly what you want to do, the little kind of jobs like that. Because if you say that you want to go through the rigorous process of becoming a full-time engineer or a full-time carpenter or whatever like that, usually they have these apprenticeship programs that they run here like that. But if you can check back home where you are right now, you could check the certification CSCS. Yeah, if you can be able to get it when you come, it could be something that you use to supplement, because the thing about when you've come is usually there are lots of jobs there, and usually it's just advisable you get you get shifts from here, shifts from your warehouse, you get shifts from maybe the cleaning, shifts from the warehouse security, you could get shifts from the site jobs, because it's not all the time that they are going to be available shifts if you're working with agencies. Like if you're working at a warehouse, you'll be working with an agency. It's not all the time. Usually they have most jobs packed towards the end of the year. Why? Because they are going to be literally delivering so much to people's houses for the Christmas holidays and other holidays like that. When it's usually January time, the shifts dry up. Yeah, and that's the time they usually just rely on their core staff. That is their so usually agency staffs are not usually required at those times. So to have so that you have a plethora of options, have this CSCS if you can, have this security this, so that you can start getting those jobs and start building your CV, so that in case any of the jobs starts messing you up in terms of not giving you shifts, you can be able to have options, lots of options. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And there's one fantastic thing we've not said. As a dependent or as a spouse on a dependent visa, you are not restricted. For instance, I came on a skilled worker visa, and what they told me is that I'm restricted to only healthcare work. So there are many jobs I can't do. I can't go into teaching. I can't go into tech. I can't just switch until I fulfill the conditions of my visa. Otherwise, it may affect my indefinite leave to remain. But somebody like my husband, I say you are very fortunate. You can do anything. I think my husband has changed job. Is it 3-4 times now? Because you're not restricted. You can choose to be a teacher today. The following day you feel you want to. So you have you have a very good alternative. You have many alternatives you can. Before we go into some of the ones that will pay you very well in the UK, like the highest paid ones, I would just want to talk about store reps, store assistants. If you come into the UK, for instance, and you are thinking of what to really do before you look for something that relates more to your career or what you really love doing, because there are categories of job here. Sometimes people work because of we need to pay bills, and actually you need to pay bills. Yeah, then other times they begin to transition into jobs they really love to do and jobs they can use to enhance their career. So one of those jobs on this line we'll be talking about is the store assistant jobs. For instance, there are big shops here like Aldi, there are shops like Tesco, there are shops like Lidl, Morrisons, and the likes, and they need manpower to operate those shops. Everything is not mechanical now. Everything is not machines do not control everything. That's what I mean. So they need manpower. So that's another option. You can apply to some of those shops. They always advertise. They're looking for sales representative in Aldi, and they pay very well. So that's one thing you can consider doing, pending till the time you get something you love to do. And the good thing about those jobs is you can resign at any time you want to. Most of this because they are not sponsoring you. You already have a sponsorship in the UK. So you can resign at any time to move over to a better job. And my husband gave you a tip that if you are a dependent, or if you've not arrived in the UK, maybe you are in your home country, try to get your international driver's license. And if you can, it's cheaper, learn how to drive before coming. Then if you know how to drive and you are in the UK, if you have your international driver's license, you can do delivery roles. For instance, for royal mails, for some of these mails that deliver parcels to different homes. That's another very good job opportunities you can get quickly if you're able to drive. And as well as you can be a driver for both, for different taxi companies like that, for Uber. Yeah. It sounds funny, but you're gonna make lots of money doing that. Now we are moving to some of the job roles that is gonna pay you so well as a dependent. The first I'm going to be talking about before I hand over officially to my husband to do justice to this is entrepreneurship. For instance, I if I'm the as a wife, I come with my husband visa, and my husband is having contracted hours to complete with with the company that offered him sponsorship. And just imagine I can cook. Just imagine I can make hair. Do you know what? I am going to even make times more than times two, times three of what he's making at the end of the month. Because skilled laborer here is very expensive. You want to know how much I use in making this hair? Let's keep it secret for now before you crucify me. Yeah, it's actually very expensive. It's actually very expensive to make hair, to make sew clothes, to do even cooking. Some people, UK here is structured in a way that you work, 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 work. So some persons do not even have the time to prepare food. And some of them really want to eat the proper African food. So you can actually, if you have someone that you know how to cook very well, you can set up a cooking business. And at the end of the month, your account balance is going to be really fat. So that's one of the ways. And another thing under entrepreneurship, UK has the UK government has implemented some schemes to make it very easy for you to upskill, for you to learn affiliate marketing, digital marketing, tech. You can upskill into tech using the skill bootcamp. If you are 19 and above, you are qualified to apply for skill bootcamp, and there are different courses there that can help you upskill into your choice profession. And when you are done with the training, jobs are readily available, and with that you'll be earning up to 18 pounds, 19 pounds per hour. Yeah, that's another opportunity you should explore. I will leave the link to the previous video I've done mentioning the skill bootcamp so that you can check through it, and if you're in the UK and you need it, you can apply immediately. Yeah, then another one you can do is Skillshare. Skillshare is a platform where you get to learn. You can learn how to publish ebooks and the likes, and you'll be earning in pounds and the comfort of your home. Because one of the challenge we need to talk about as well for dependent is childcare. When you are coming with your spouse, it's most likely you may be coming with your children as well for some persons. And in this place, it's very difficult to get, it's not so difficult to get a house help. But the challenge is how much the house help may be earning as much as you are earning, because everything still falls under you have to pay minimum wage. So most times the challenge is we have to take care of our children. So most times what they do is the husband works day, the wife works night, or the husband works night, the wife works day, just like that, to alternate childcare. So if you fall under this category where you have to really take care of your children by yourself, yeah, and most times when they are really below school age and they have to be at home with you, so you will want to consider some of those jobs you can do remotely. And that is why some of these opportunities are opportunities you should use up. Because if you upskill and you're able to do affiliate digital marketing, you can do it within the comfort of your house. Or you upskill into IT, tech, you can work remotely. With that, you're able to still take care of your children without the normal house everybody is going out in the morning, coming back 12 hours after. Yeah, so I'll hand over to my husband now.
That's beautiful. Usually, yeah. I think part of the most sweetest jobs that you could literally do are remote jobs.
Yeah.
Remote and hybrid. Yeah. So usually with remote, they could tell you. Usually with a hybrid job, they could tell you come stay at home for 3 days, then maybe show face at the office for 2 days, like that. And some jobs are usually so much remote, like that. It's a tad bit. Sometimes if you're coming in from your and you already have an established profession, just like pharmacy, sometimes it takes a little while before you can be able to really get the certifications done so that you can officially practice in it, like that. So usually I have seen a couple of high earning skilled kind of jobs that one can be able to do. One of such is business analyst. Now, for business analysts, usually they earn high amounts of money. Why? Because of the fact that their jobs are a bit technical in a way. And usually in this case, what I advise having seen lots of I've attended lots of spaces. So there's a space I belong to on Twitter. There's a community. It's called Nigerians in the UK. Like that beautiful community. If you can join. They regularly hold spaces for persons, and they bring all these tech guys. They bring all these professionals to show a kind of shine a light on professional courses and professional things that people can be able to learn. Now, for that business analyst, you could start learning in Nigeria where you are, or whatever country that you are. Start actively looking out for check Udemy, check YouTube, look for professionals, check Instagram, look for professionals who are going to be willing to teach you if you're interested in it, who are going to teach you what it entails, like that, and then start, and once you have started, the idea is you start with lots, because most of the time people are not really willing to give newbies the leg up, you understand, usually. So that's where the element of volunteering comes in. I usually advise volunteering. So with volunteering, you can be able to start building your portfolio. You understand? With volunteering, you start building your portfolio. Personally, for me, I'm a writer. And through the years, I started writing professionally for jobs like that. In 2017, I started through volunteering. Engaged in lots of volunteering works for persons like that. The beautiful thing is I was able to build my portfolio, and at a point I now started going on to Upwork and Upwork 5, you understand, and even meeting up with clients, reaching out to doing cold callings on LinkedIn, like that. So the idea is build your portfolio through volunteering. You understand? I'm talking of business analysts, a career path now, you understand? Build your portfolio through volunteering, and when you eventually come, even before you eventually come, you'll be able to really apply to so many kind of jobs like that, and they will be able to offer you something that usually they offer contracts, but there are some that really offer jobs straight on, and sometimes you see jobs of the 40K per year, and it's very much. Usually if you're earning, usually it's much like that, but the idea is they must have seen something that you have already done. You must be able to provide evidence, you understand, so that when they eventually bring you into the role, you'll be able to perform. Another one that I have seen, which is also taking lots of which is also making lots of name, is this project management. Project management, and sometimes I noticed when I used to be back in Nigeria, sometimes I noticed they used to teach many persons in NYSC camp. Stop saying you did not learn. Learn. Learn she buy when they tell you where you do.
Okay, sir.
So project management, and these guys come to NYSC camps in Nigeria, and they offer to teach these people. No, you finish.
It's okay, leave me alone.
So usually they teach these project management, and people don't really understand how much of how unique that particular course is. When we came, how much did that guy offer to teach you project management?
I think he said, is it 150 pounds for a start? It's about 150 pounds.
Oh, 150 law. It's more than 150. Almost 1,000 pounds. It was almost 1,000 pounds, almost 1,500 pounds that the guy was offering to take V on a 12 weeks. I think either 12 weeks or 8 weeks. Just take her. But what he offered her was that he was going to teach her the project management, and he was also going to get her started on a project management series of jobs. Then at the end, he was like, at the end he would be able to market her, you understand, along with other students to job, and these guys, they pay good money. I mean good money. At my workplace some weeks ago, I was discussing with a friend, and his uncle does project management. Some days his uncle earns at some days 1.5.
Really?
1,500 pounds.
Wow.
When he was saying it, I was like,
one month salary.
bust my head. Hello, Agbo. So it was so profound for me, you understand? But what I was looking for, I wasn't about much fruit to it. I was looking at the processes the uncle must have passed through to reach that point wherein he's commanding such a high fee. And that process starts by learning, and that process also starts by volunteering. And the thing about, I was listening to a space on Twitter about 3 days ago. It was a Nigerian in the UK community space like that. And the lady was saying that how she got her project management job in the UK was that she told the recruiter that I successfully managed projects as a baker.
Wow.
Yes. So she was able to structure her, and the thing about most of these people here is lingo.
It's package.
Your words, yeah. She structured her words to include lots of project management terms, but to show that she actually delivered on a project. And she said that she got the job, a remote job. Beautiful, and as in beautiful. So whatever experience that you already have, people like her, when she was in Nigeria, when she was in university, she was the RCF sisters coordinator. She was able to deliver on lots of projects. Yeah, you were involved in projects.
Yes, I was.
You understand? So we sometimes take these things for granted, but what project management does is it creates a structured learning. You understand? Then structured processes. You understand? And if you learn how to become a better manager, then make sure you volunteer. Make sure you build your portfolio. Once you build your portfolio so much, you are able to pitch yourself to many of these jobs that are going to be, because there are literally so much project management jobs littered all around like that. They need people to handle different aspects of their project. Sometimes they will offer you see some project management, they will say 500 pounds per day on a contract base. And you'll be like, and it may not require so much technicality in the project. You understand?
It's just your leadership ability.
Beautiful.
Basically,
yes,
your ability to coordinate. So you may not even be the one. It's just for you to, they may give you a task to complete, and you just have to employ persons to do it. But ability for the goal of the organization to be met.
Yes.
That's
yes.
it.
To achieve deliverables, and to be able to use particular apps in order to monitor the processes part time like that. The way that most companies tend to use apps, productivity apps, just like Slack. Yeah, most tech companies use those kind of productivity apps like that. So with project management, you are able to really, really use those kind of apps, and it makes monitor making production processes seamless. Yeah, if you start learning and start becoming better, you have high chances of getting good jobs.
Okay, I believe you're learning a lot from this. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend it to as many persons as well. And don't forget to share, mostly to your friends that they plan to come to the UK with their spouse, or they are already in the UK. This video is going to go a long way to guide them on the best job roles they should do. If you have questions regarding this, you can start asking in the comment section. I will have a look at them, and so that we can answer your questions. If you have questions that is not relating to job or relating to something else, you have the opportunity to ask. And I want to really say thank you to everybody who has wished me happy birthday, because today is my birthday. Thank you to everybody who has wished me happy birthday on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, many of the pages as it goes. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate. I may not have replied everybody because I'm just one person, but I really do appreciate. So if you have any questions, or regarding this or something else regarding relocation and settling abroad, let us know. Do ask in the comment section. I'm going to be looking at the comment section right now so that I can get your questions. If you have any queries at all, feel free to ask. I have my husband here, so we are going to do good justice to it. Yeah, you trust, right? Okay, yeah, something like that. So, and in addition to these jobs, UK experience are always it's always a factor. So that's why when you come to the UK, before you maybe pick up project management or all the other high paying jobs, you can start with whatever you can do. It may be transition jobs, yeah, like warehouse. Some doctors from Nigeria, they leave Nigeria as doctors, they come here. You know, to become a doctor in UK, you need to have written your IELTS, you need to write your PLAB 1 and PLAB 2 and get registered before you start practicing. So when some of these processes are not complete, so what do? Some of them work as healthcare assistants, some work at warehouse, some of them are cleaners. Basically, is what you need to do to get your money to pay your bills so that you won't be sleeping under the bridge. and, and somebody in Nigeria will be saying, "Oh, my uncle is in UK." So basically, that's the reason why you take up this transition job. But for instance, if you're a spouse or you got married, you got married to a healthcare assistant, you came with a healthcare assistant, you were a doctor, you just arrived. No trust is going to employ you as a doctor. You need to still write your English exam. So why, for instance, you are working as a healthcare assistant, or you are working support, you are working warehouse, teaching agencies, or store keeping, anything, make sure you don't lose focus. Try as much as possible preparing for your exams. Focus on your career development so that eventually you can switch into high paying jobs. So for dependents in the UK, don't come to the UK and come and work as let's say as a warehouse operative for 20 years or want to retire. There are other opportunities here you can explore. So you can start with that. But with time, use these government schemes. Skill bootcamp is there. Skill shares are there. There are many schemes on gov.uk website that you can use to upskill yourself while you are in the UK. Because these things were really there to make you, because they noticed UK is depending so much on external on immigration, for immigrants to come and fill in many jobs. So they are doing all this thing basically to upskill you that you are already in the UK, so that they can consider you first before bringing somebody. And actually, it's always cheaper to employ somebody in the UK than employing somebody outside the UK. So this is the reason why these schemes have been made available. So I'm just going to check through the chat and let's see if you have questions there. So we'll take the questions before we end this live show.
I think question on civil engineering.
Okay, did somebody say? Okay, for someone who did civil engineering, how does this apply? Okay, for instance, for someone who did civil engineering, let's say for instance you are coming on a dependent visa and you did civil engineering, you are here, you are very lucky. If you've been following my YouTube channel, you'll find that I made a video some months ago regarding the latest job that was added to the shortage occupation list, and that's construction workers. What's civil engineering all about? Construction of road, construction of bridges. So you are very lucky. You are not going to be paid low, you are going to be paid high because you are in demand. All you need to do is for you to just upload your CV. There are sites where you can search for jobs. Indeed is one of those sites. CV library is there. On LinkedIn, I actually received a mail from one of because my profile is on LinkedIn and somebody was trying to tell me about some job opportunities. Sometimes they reach out to you, employers reach out to you and tell you, are you interested? And Indeed has a special way of telling you, if you are interested in this role, apply. Another thing you can do is when you check, you can use the filter to filter it to the location you want. So if you study civil engineering, for instance, like this person has rightly asked, you can apply for construction routes, you can apply for building routes. This is where you are going to get good cash, you are going to get good pay from it, because you are currently very needed in the UK. Yeah, so it's all about you structuring your CV. Like my husband was talking about project management. If I want to do a project management CV, and you'll be surprised, how will she develop project management CV as a nurse? I will now remember all the times I was in school when I had to anchor projects. I had, maybe you were the team leader in your project group. How did you do it? How did you coordinate? How did you organize? So it's those things, and it's just for you to quantify. Okay, you led a team of this, you actualize this, you plan this. So it's just a matter of you packaging all what you've done in your CV. I was talking to a senior friend some months ago, and who came into the UK, and he said he started working um as an IT manager. What did he tell them? He told them about his experience as a personal assistant to somebody in Nigeria who was in a very high position. And that's how he qualified into IT, and he started as a manager. And to God be the glory, he bought a house already. He's able to pay his bills and lots more. He's living a very good life. So that's all about how you package. Yeah, I believe that answers your question. Let me see if I have another question. Oh, somebody's wishing me a happy birthday here. Thank you so much. The birthday girl is dazzling. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, somebody was like, culinary skill. Yes, culinary skill is perfect if you have culinary skill in African meals, in intercontinental meals. You can just build a brand, and this is where support group comes in. Let's get the trick. You attend the church, for instance. Your church, you have 100 persons in your church. Do you know that? So even though you are doing a job and you tell them, okay, I am into catering. You make your flyers. Packaging is very important. You make your flyers. You tell them, if you want some weekend delivery, you are available. Do you know you can be doing £100 each weekend for maybe, let's say, 5 families that will say, I've been so stressed out within the week. I just need somebody to prepare some African food for me. It's just for you to prepare it, deliver today. And you get your money. And some of them will give you cash at hand. And one of the good things about cash at hand, you are not taxed for it, because it's off NI. So most times that's how you're able to explore your skills. So if you have culinary skills, I actually know this person, I should know this person that has, with the skill, you know, this is blessing, right? Blessing is a very wonderful events planner and everything. You are very much needed in the UK. Regardless of what you are doing, your skill will be needed. I actually have someone, a very wonderful lady where I work. She works as a care assistant, but outside the care assistant, she's a caterer. So what we do is, sometimes when we have parties, for instance, I attended a marriage party of one of my colleague. The daughter was getting married, and you know, the caterer, she really called. It was one of us as well. You get, so this is how you get some of this your side cash. And entrepreneurship pays everywhere. It pays everywhere, and paid level is very high. Yeah. You earn so much for that. So the culinary skill will not be a waste. Okay, yeah. So I'm just checking through the chat to see. And somebody said shouts at birthday girl. Okay, between project management and culinary, which do you think has better prospect for sponsored jobs in the long run? Okay, in the long run, you may have project management that will have better prospects, yeah, because when you because you're able to build lots of your portfolio and the rest. Culinary may be relative, because why, if you, when you are here in the UK, you see many Africans, but you need to know that most persons sponsoring, they are not Africans. So most of the, because sometimes where we are coming from, our skills are mainly skilled at what we love to eat, and culture differs. So when you are in UK, some of their food, like some of the cottage pie and the right, it's not what we eat in Nigeria. So it's different. It's very difficult for you to is get sponsorship as a chef from Nigeria to come. But for project management, just tell them your words. Tell them it's not in the project management is not in shorted occupation list, but like he's asking if it has prospect. Yeah, it has prospect. And if you come through a student route, because one of the things that when they know you are a global talent, you come through students. Before you finish your school, you'll be seeing an organization that is willing to sponsor you so that you will remain in the UK, because they are looking for the best talents all over the world. Yeah, and some of these talents, they get them through school. They come to school and they don't want them to go back because of their work. They give them sponsorship so that they can stay in the UK. They can work for the economy and the rest. Yeah. So do you have any other question? Is there any other question we're not getting? Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up And don't forget to like and share to your family and friends. We just give 2 more minutes if we can have any other question. If you have a question, you can share, maybe for you or for somebody else. Otherwise, we will call it a day. If you've not given this video a thumbs up, what are you still waiting for? Okay, because today is my birthday, I think we should do a giveaway. Right? Shouldn't we? Yeah. Because it's my birthday, so we'll do a giveaway for as many that are online. So what game should we play? Let's know who our winner will be.
Someone has a question, I think.
Okay, it's for your question. Okay, let me have a look.
I think she's going to ask it soon.
You said you're going to ask it?
Yeah. She's going to ask the question soon.
Oh, okay, is that what the person said? You're going to ask the question soon. Oh, okay. Okay.
I think for the civil engineering person, gets to have that CSCS. Yeah, because sometimes you may not be able to quickly get a job immediately in terms of a long-term contract job. Yeah, but you already have that CSCS certification. Yeah, you'll be able to be admitted into most sites. Yeah, and then you can now start showing your prospects. And the thing about most of these kind of civil engineering jobs in most cases is that they are able to it works mostly with word of mouth, so most of the time get that CSCS and let's see how it goes. You understand? It's going to be beautiful.
Okay.
Yes, I think she has asked.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, now somebody is asking a question that how can one get sponsored nursing job considering the current event? Is that even still possible? Yes, it's possible, but it's highly competitive, Malika. It's Malika. Yeah, it's Malika. I think I know Malika. Hi, shout out to Malika. Malika is my dear friend from uni. Yeah, so it's actually possible. If it's the Malika I'm thinking about, I think it's the Malika I'm thinking about, right? Yeah, it's still possible, but it's highly competitive. So what we for the last phase, I did a last phase with Stella Otaigbe, and we talked about how you can get a job now. It's competitive, but one thing that you can do is to consistently apply. Just consistently apply for as many as you can in a day. Just keep applying. And another trick, the way I got my UK job, when I was applying to it was very competitive, because when it's open, it's always very easy, then later on it becomes a bit complex. So what I did was I was sending cold mails. I will send to an employer. I will tell you I'm interested in this job and the likes and the likes. So I will attach my CBT certificate. I will attach my IELTS certificate. Some of them we get just if you're applying for a job, always prepared for the worst. You wake up, you see that they've replied you. Unfortunately, you have not been selected, and regrettably, feedback will not be provided. Don't feel bad. It's just for you to start applying again. So you just keep applying, because it's more like the parable of the sower. You sow in the morning, you sow in the afternoon, you sow in the night, because you don't know the one that will really come to. So keep applying. I have a friend, a dear friend, who came into UK 2 months ago. The job she actually got, was one of the ones she applied to before. She applied to the trust and they declined. I don't even know how she got the coverage. Then after that, you know how we reapply. She applied again. It was the second time they invited her for interview, and she's currently with them. So they are still bringing people. Some people are coming this month. Some persons are coming next month. But it's just very competitive.
You know what they say. When I was doing network marketing.
Yeah.
Is it network marketing? All those people that used to sell lead marketing, MLM, and forever living products.
Yeah.
You know the anthem we used to say? We say no means next opportunity.
So no means next opportunity.
Yes.
Our highlight for today.
You go into like 300 offices in one day. Like 299 will tell you no. But one will tell you yes. Yeah. and you keep moving. Like I guess that's to kind of say
Yeah,
to
that's
those
that's
persons
what it
who get
is.
discouraged.
Yeah, that's what it is. You just have to, yeah, try. So but for Malika, you can send a DM. I will send you the email to of my employer, so you can send them a code mail and I'll forward some of their code mail to you. Yeah. Yeah, so you can send them a code mail and a cover letter. I'll give you a sample, a cover letter sample that you can possibly use to apply for your job. It's just for you to use it as a sample, then create yours in a very unique way and apply to those jobs. And I wish you all the best. So with that, I think that's the last question we have. Okay, so that's the last question we have for today. Thank you everybody for joining the space again. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? It doesn't cost to subscribe. All you need to do is just to tap the subscribe button, and you can click on the notification bell so that you can be notified each time we come online. Yeah, and each time I share helpful updates that will be of help to you. I remember there was a time I shared about Deaf Career Tech program, and it was only the first persons that saw it that were privileged. When the late comers came, they came and it was closed, and I felt bad. But what can I do? So that's the reason why you should click on the notification button so that when updates like that come, you are the very first to see it. Yeah, and you can be able to apply. Thank you again for joining today's video. Make sure you share this to your family and friends, share on your social media pages, and somebody will be grateful you did. See, we do other videos. Bye. Thank you so much, darling.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming on my space. I'm so privileged today to have my husband doing this with me. And
my daughter is crying.
okay, let's go for our daughter. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.